Today we are comparing AT&T Unlimited Elite to T-Mobile Magenta Max. Now these are two of the best cell phone plans in the universe, probably. But today we're comparing them because AT&T recently updated their best unlimited plan, and now it's basically exactly the same as T-Mobile Magenta Max. So which should you choose? They're both so similar. I'm gonna help break it down in this video. I'm Sherry Riggs, you're watching WhistleOut TV. So if you are new to my channel, then I will break down how I do comparison videos. I compare these two carriers, or any two carriers, in a few categories. Today it's 7 or 8 categories. After each category, I'll award either carrier a gold star, and the winner will be the carrier who has the most gold stars at the end after all the categories. Now, just because one carrier has the most gold stars doesn't mean they're best for you. The real winner here, one of the most important things to pay attention to, is coverage. So say AT&T wins or T-Mobile wins, it doesn't matter if you don't have their coverage in your area. So if all that you take away from this video is which of these carriers has coverage in your area, then that's a win for me. If you need help finding out which carrier has the best coverage in your area, you can check that out right up here at WhistleOut.com, where we have it broken down. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna kind of break it down low key for you right now. AT&T and T-Mobile's most high-end unlimited plans, Elite and Magenta Max, are so similar that really the deciding factor between which of these two carriers you should go with is really coverage. So if you don't want to hear this whole review, if you just want to skip to the coverage section, then you can check the chapter selection down here, and that will take you to the part of the video you want to watch. But at the end, I will offer my review and let you know which I think is the best, so you can go with that if you please. So let's get to it. Now I'm going to be comparing AT&T and T-Mobile in 8 categories. That's right, we have 8 categories. I have stepped up my game from previously 5 to now 8. So let's get to it. The first category is going to be cost or pricing. This one's really easy. It's a tie, so I'm going to give both a gold star. Both of these cost $85 a month. And as you add lines, if you have a family plan you want to add for either of these plans, they're each the same cost as well. So that one's easy. It's kind of expensive, it's $85, but you'll see why as we keep going through this list, why that's a pretty decent price tag for everything that you get on this plan. Let's go to category number 2, which is taxes and fees. Are taxes and fees included with these plans? And the answer is yes, 2-1. T-Mobile does include taxes and fees with their plans. So $85 is the price you see, that's the price you pay. With AT&T, it's gonna cost you about $5 to $10 more per line a month, depending on where you live, city, state, county, it all changes. So for this one, AT&T does not win. T-Mobile gets the gold star for taxes and fees because that's the price you pay. It's all included in one lump sum. This next category is one that I think is one of severe importance. This is 4G LTE coverage. I'm breaking up 4G and 5G coverage here. So first, let's go over 4G LTE. AT&T wins here by somewhat of a landslide. So when we look at coverage, I'm taking this from WhistleOut, we get this proprietary information. We get new information on coverage every 3 months. So this is pretty darn up to date. AT&T right now covers 68% of the country in 4G LTE coverage. They are only second behind Verizon, who has 70%. Coming in third for coverage is T-Mobile at about 62% for 4G LTE coverage. So because of that, AT&T wins here. Now that was 4G LTE. Let's get to 5G coverage. Which of these carriers has the best 5G coverage? And if you don't know this off the top of your head, that's okay. Many people do in this realm. It's T-Mobile. T-Mobile has the most 5G coverage out of AT&T and Verizon across the country, mainly because they have just a lot of low band coverage, which I'm not going to get into the weeds here, but low band is a slower form of 5G compared to, say, Verizon's ultra wideband or AT&T's 5G plus. But T-Mobile has about 48% 5G coverage. AT&T has about half that, just around 20% 5G coverage. So because of that, we are giving the gold star here to T-Mobile for the win on 5G. Let's take a little bit of an inventory here. Let's talk about who is winning. So far, there has been a tie. T-Mobile has won 2 and AT&T has won 1. So T-Mobile is up in the gold star rankings here. Let's move on to our next category, which gets into the details of the plans, which is really why we're here. So let's talk data. How much data do you get? Well, AT&T and T-Mobile are the first carriers to truly offer unlimited data. So normally with unlimited data plans, there are soft caps where you reach a certain number of data usage, and then your data potentially slows if the network is crowded. Well, to that, AT&T and T-Mobile say nay, nay. They will offer now truly unlimited data. They are saying they're gonna offer you unlimited, full speed, high speed data all the time. So that's pretty impressive if they can keep that promise. We'll see how well that holds up, if there's enough capacity on the network to offer all of these people full speed data. If it works out, then I'll be the first one to be stoked. So yeah, right here for this one, it's a tie. It's the same amount of data. It's fully unlimited. Next category is hotspot allowances. So this is another big one, especially if people find themselves working from home. If your home internet craps out, sometimes mine does. So I know the vibe where sometimes you just have to connect your home internet to your hotspot or your laptop or whatever it may be, or you're working at a coffee shop, whatever. Hotspots can be lifesavers sometimes. So AT&T and T-Mobile offer the exact amount of hotspot usage now. With each of their new plans, you get 40 gigabytes of a hotspot allowance. It's pretty darn impressive. So again, this one is also a tie. The next category I want to talk about, this is a fun one finally. We're talking perks here. Now this one is kind of subjective, kind of objective. So each of these carriers offer perks. AT&T offers HBO Max and T-Mobile offers Netflix, but AT&T also offers like a Stadia streaming service and a few other things, where T-Mobile really only offers Netflix, and it's a basic subscription. It's not even ultra high definition. You view your Netflix account in SD with T-Mobile. So comparing these two, where in my opinion, I think HBO Max is a little bit better than Netflix. So subjectively, I am giving AT&T the star here. I think it's better than Netflix. And then when you include the fact that you also get a Stadia streaming service free for 6 months with AT&T, that's another service, another perk that's added on. So I am gonna give tentatively AT&T the gold star here, although I can imagine some of you T-Mobile stans getting mad at me for giving AT&T the gold star, but that's okay. I am pretty solid on how I feel about this one, so yes. Now we are going to move on to the final category, which is another really important one that I should have stressed earlier. We're talking about speed here. So which of these carriers offers the most consistent high speeds of data? So how I figured this out is I went to speedtest.com and I looked at their insights. Now they gather insights from across the world, including the United States, from every carrier. It's a very popular speed testing app, and they have data going back to mid-year of 2020. So I went through last year as much as I could and up to this year, comparing the speeds of AT&T and T-Mobile to see which one was faster over the course of the last year. So if we just look at 2021, T-Mobile crushes AT&T in speed. But if we bring in 2020, AT&T blows T-Mobile out of the water. AT&T absolutely crushes it. So let's look at the average speeds for the last 12 months, which I think is a more accurate way to depict how fast or not AT&T and T-Mobile are, but let's look at these numbers. T-Mobile over the last 12 months averaged 41.1 Mbps download, where AT&T averaged 45.3 Mbps download. So although they are just within a few speed points of each other, AT&T does beat out T-Mobile in this test according to speed tests. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt because T-Mobile did crush AT&T for 2021, but if we're looking at it as a whole, AT&T did beat T-Mobile. So again, we are giving AT&T the gold star here for speed, which now it's time to look at this as a whole and talk about which plan I think you should get. Let's get to that. Let's look at the score sheet real quick. There were a few ties and it was really close, only one gold star separating the two, but overall, AT&T came out on top with 6 gold stars compared to T-Mobile's 5. So where did T-Mobile lose? Well, T-Mobile lost in speed and in LTE coverage, but T-Mobile won in 5G coverage, in taxes and fees that are included, and so it just depends what you are looking for in a cell phone plan. If you want more 5G coverage, go with T-Mobile. And if you don't want to pay taxes and fees, go with T-Mobile. But if you want a little bit more 4G coverage, if 5G is not really your thing yet, if you're not too into it, go with AT&T. And if you want slightly consistently faster speeds, then also go with AT&T. But again, it all comes down to coverage. Does AT&T or T-Mobile have coverage where you live, work, and play, and the places that you frequent? Because even though I might recommend AT&T overall, which I do, if you don't have AT&T coverage in your area or it's known to be really bad, then you should 100% go with T-Mobile. So that's my review for you guys. If you want more information on AT&T Elite and T-Mobile Magenta Max, then you can check out this guide up here where we break it down at WhistleOut.com. We also have coverage maps where you can type in your address to make sure you have coverage where you frequent. So hopefully that helps you out. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on those notifications. Every little bit helps. Thanks for watching. I'm Sherry Riggs. This is WhistleOut TV.